So today's video is gonna be a bit more vague than usual, which means it might even be less coherent than usual. And basically, I want to just talk about some of my hopes and dreams of life and kind of plans, although less so. Just things I hope I will be able to do or get in my life, basically. Which the one thing that I have already talked about is my book that I'm writing. One of my actual life dreams is publishing that book. And that's one of the ones that I'm also actively working towards and actively planning to do, basically. Another one is studying literature and librarianship and becoming a librarian. Again, something that's a specific plan for my future. Actually one of the main plans at the moment. Basically, most things that I'm doing are for that goal. Another one is kind of funny because it wasn't originally my dream, but because it's my partner's dream, it has now also become my dream. Because obviously I love my partner. We've been together for 2 years, over 2 years now, technically. And I want to, once I move out of here, because I still live with my family, once I'm able to move out, I want to move in with them. And they really want to buy a house, a full house that we own. Them and with me, and also their other partners, we're polyamorous. And that has also kind of, by transitive property, also become my dream. Because obviously I want to live with them and I want to help them achieve what they want in life. So yeah, and obviously it would be nice to have a house. Honestly, the only reason why it wasn't my dream originally was because I'm not that optimistic. I never in my whole life have even considered for a second that I might be able to live in a house that I, even with other people, own. Because I've always, my whole life, been grown up quite poor. And I'm planning to become a librarian. It's not exactly a job that earns you a lot of money, and the library that I'm hoping to work in specifically is a library that doesn't have a lot of money either, and where I know for a fact, even if I was at the highest rung on the career hierarchy or whatever, I would not earn a lot there. So basically, for my whole life, my plan has been to live alone in a very small apartment that I rent. But now, because of my partner, first of all, only because of my partner is even the idea of living with someone else in my mind. And I do really want to live with them, and with their earnings and their partners, and then hopefully mine can also somewhat contribute. We do hope to eventually buy a house together, all of us. So that is a dream that has been that was originally too far away from me to even dream, but now I can dream about. On that topic, also with my partner, I've never had any interest in marriage in any form for most of my life. And I still think legal marriage is a weird concept. I'm not gonna get into that now. But I do want to get married in have a marriage ceremony with my partner even. There's not gonna be a legal component, but we are gonna have probably a pagan binding, hand binding connection ceremony. And that is I have a lot of dreams and plans about that wedding ceremony too. Although I still don't really know what kind of outfit I would want to wear getting married. I have no clue. I have a few ideas, but no specific ones, but it's probably still far in the future anyway. Because first of all, it only really makes sense if we live together, and second of all, more importantly, it would be expensive as shit. So we have to have the money for it first. But yeah, another thing that is something I really want at some point in my life, but at this point and for the foreseeable future is entirely impossible for me, is having a pet snake. I love snakes. They're one of my favorite animals alongside ravens. And I want a snake so bad. They're so sweet, and I want a snake really bad. But at the moment, even though I have 2 cats, I've made a mini video about them before. But even though I have 2 cats, the only reason why I'm really able to properly take care of them is because I live with my family. So sadly, I don't think I could take care of any animal, and specifically a snake is also very specific, and I don't think I could take care of a snake well enough, sadly. But I do hope that at some point in my life I will be able to take care of a snake, and I will get a snake. I really want a snake. Also, obviously, they're also very expensive because I would want a large enclosure and stuff. And pets are always expensive. And exotic pets like snakes probably even more so, I assume. So that's sadly not in the cards for me yet, but maybe at some point in the future I will be able to take care of an animal and be able to afford it also. I do wonder if you can, adopt snakes the way you can adopt cats, at an animal shelter. I would hope so. I would really hope so. Although it might be more difficult to find, but still. Anyway, then another aspect would be my transition goals wise, which basically my end goal is dramatic, flamboyant bear. If you know what that means in queer terminology, it's basically fat and hairy. And also I want to be flamboyant because that's just what I am. Another thing I really want to do, although I wouldn't necessarily say it's fully a dream, but it's something I have been working on that I really, really want to be able to finish, is a narrative podcast that I've also touched on before. I would be really happy to be able to do something with that because it's such a big project, and because it might also help some of the people of my friends who I'm hiring, even I'm hoping maybe get into voice acting a little bit more, the ones who have further interest in it, get some experience with it. Obviously I'm not experienced with working with voice actors, but I do try my best to be professional even though it's my friends, so I hope it will at least help them out somewhat, which is also why I insist actually on paying them. Well, I'm not trying to get too much into it though. But yeah, honestly, most of my dreams either have to do with my partner or with books in some way, shape, or form. I am actually planning to also make a video about just my love for books and why I want to become a librarian and all that. So yeah, I'll do that at some point. But that's it from what I can think of right now for my hopes and dreams. Oh, actually, one more thing is I want a bunch of body mods. I've talked about those in a video where I listed all of them, but those are also my dreams, especially permanent fangs. That's like the big thing that I desperately want at some point in my life. But yeah, that was it for the hopes and dreams that are currently on my mind. So yeah,